Welcome to episode 60 of your source for comic book news and culture. This is Variant Edition. Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Nick. So, it's been a while since we've done a regular Variant Edition.
Not really, we've been putting quite a few half-hour episodes out lately.
Yeah, but we've been pretty much just doing comic book reviews during those shows. When we started Variant Edition, it was to bring you comic book news, reviews, and culture. Well, we've been focusing a bit too much on the review part.
So I guess what you're saying is that we're going to be putting some variety into Variant Edition?
Yeah, that's right. We haven't done any statutory reviews for a while, so you're going to see them back starting next episode. But this week, I'm bringing back my beloved Radioactive Minute.
And I'm bringing back my lightning round bullet points. Next week, Lewis has something coming up that he's calling Research or Redcon. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, so keep watching over the next few weeks to see even more new segments that we have planned. But before we start, we'd like to put out a special thanks to Justin.
Yes, Justin is very cool in my book, you see. He's our first viewer sponsor. He noticed our PayPal sponsor button on our website, clicked it, and now he's got a cool Variant Edition t-shirt coming his way.
So now if you want to be cool like Justin, you have to pay attention to that little PayPal button too. Alright, so we're all here for some comic culture. Let's get to it! Some of these reviews may contain spoilers, so...
So watch at your own risk. Now, I don't often come in front of the camera to do reviews anymore, but I read something really interesting that I thought, yeah, I'm going to break out from behind the camera, come in front and let you guys know. We want to start doing something that we haven't been doing for a while. We want to start spotlighting some comics from other countries. And right now, what's really huge in the United States is manga. You know, manga's everywhere. But don't roll your eyes. The book is called Samurai Commando Mission 1549. It's a story about time travel, samurai, feudal Japan, tanks, the military, some political intrigue a little bit in there. Basically, there's a government experiment, goes horribly wrong, sends a small group of SDF, the self-defense force in Japan, to feudal Japan. Now, you know, what would any self-respecting military man do when attacked by the locals? Fight back with superior weaponry and take over. Matoba, who's the leader of this group, he kills a rather important figure in Japanese history who eventually kind of put together the country, uses what equipment they had with them, and takes over. Builds all kinds of crazy stuff way, out of time. And of course, as a result, in the present, things start going wrong because the past is being changed. So teams put together, and they are sent back in time to go after him. Now, this sounds a lot like Timeline. It's kind of a not-so-good movie that came out a few years ago. Don't be influenced by that. Also, don't be influenced by the fact that this is manga. The art on this might surprise a lot of people, because there's a lot of people out there that don't like manga art. The art is very detailed, very tight. It's a really nice fit. If anything, this is a very cool science fiction, historical action kind of drama. But it's just a really nice mix, and it really, really pulled me in. I would really recommend this book. Don't get hung up on the whole manga thing. This is refreshingly different. It's something that I think might surprise a lot of you, because it even surprised me.
Hey everybody, it's Nick, and this is your Radioactive Minute. So, everybody and their mother has seen Transformers, and they were all saying, the hell is that trailer about with the Statue of Liberty's head in 11808? Huh? Well, some news has been leaking out on the internet. Kevin and I have kind of stumbled upon some things. This isn't legit, don't take this for gospel. But all we know now is that J.J. Abrams is producing a giant monster movie set in New York, filmed in America with American actors. Wow, we haven't seen like a giant monster movie widely released in the States since Godzilla 2000. That doesn't count. Peter Jackson's King Kong, different genres. But anyway, all we know is giant monster movie is going to be set in New York. It's going to be filmed sort of Blair Witch style, where it's like camera phones and video cameras and stuff like that, giving you the more human perspective of a giant monster attack on a huge city. That I kind of dig. I don't know if we're going to get more of those pompous kids being all into themselves and doing stupid things while the monster's attacking, but having the view of the people who are in peril from this giant monster, that I'm definitely willing to see. And also, another movie, if you're interested, that is kind of an offshoot from your humdrum, run-of-the-mill giant monster films, Megalodon, the Monster from Mars. It's a movie you can pick it up at, like, some Best Buys have it for, like, $16. It's a very, very, very well-done fan film. made about 2-3 years ago. It was like for a film contest, only about 20 minutes long, but it's a beautifully done film. It's all CGI, which is weird because giant monster movies are normally, you know, a guy in a big rubber suit. But this one's done all computer, kind of like the first Final Fantasy movie, which wasn't the best, but for this, it works a hell of a lot better. And it's done in the beautiful style of a futuristic Japan, done in the way that Japan would have done a futuristic Japan in the 1960s, you know, with like rotary phones and black and white TVs. But it's a giant robot fighting a giant space monster in a battle to the death that shouldn't be missed. So, that's it for the Radioactive Minute. I'm Nick, and I'll see you later on the episode.
Welcome to Variant Edition Bullet Points. This is a section of the show where I'm going to lay out a whole bunch of comic knowledge in as short as time as possible. So, pay attention, keep up, hope I don't confuse you. First up, Hulk vs. X-Men. Number 2 of 3, Xavier's still not in the chair. Don't know what's going to go on, but the whole family's shown up to destroy everything. Meanwhile, Hulk versus the Avengers Initiative? Hardball messes up everything? He's the reason why the stupid nanotech didn't work? Way to go, Hardball. Yo, and speaking of people who just are useless as far as the Hulk goes, Ghost Rider only goes after the people who are supposed to be, you know, punished for some reason. Ghost Rider? I'm cool. Gonna go that way. Leaving New York. It's fine. Have a good time. Meanwhile, Hulk also brings about the World War Hulk Gamma Corps. What is the Gamma Corps? Well, this appears to be soldiers who are somehow gamma radiation enhanced. There's a gray guy. There's a Griffin guy. There's a girl who's got an arm. She's got a heavy weapon. I don't know what's going on. Writing's a little weird, but check out on that later, because now, talking of the color green, it's immediately I'm going to have to go to the Green Lantern Sinestro Corps special. Oh my god. Oh my god. Pick it up. That's all I'm going to say. Green Lantern, number 1, Sinestro Corps. Wow. Oh my god. Parallax is back. And it's Kyle Rayner. And the Corps is destroyed. Pick it up. This is a great time to read Green Lantern. Meanwhile, Punisher, what's he doing? He's fighting hate mongers still, and he's declaring all-out war on hate mongers' followers. Also, we've got Omega Flight, and who's going to be the next big hero of the Canadian people? That guy who wiped out Alpha Flight back in the day, yeah, he's back, and he's got power, and he's gonna get killed by Sasquatch. Don't know what's going on. Submariner, he's dead. Or so we think, or is it that way? They've got a skeleton chained to a throne. Don't know what's going on. Look out. On the cosmic way of things going on right now, you've got Wraith from Annihilation Conquest. Some guy, polymorphic red weapon that can turn into a dagger, a gun, a whip. He can teleport, turn into this big fog thing, wipe out everything. Like the character, let's see where he's going. Fallen Sun, Death of a Captain America, Iron Man. No comic will ever redeem Iron Man. Whether it's him talking about Hulk coming down and how he's going to save the world, or him giving a eulogy about how Cap meant so much to him. Guess what? You killed Captain America. It's all your fault. End of bullet points.
City of Others issue number 3. City of Others 2 kind of sucked. City of Others 1 made you think it was going to be good. City of Others 3 is just bad. So the guy is done fighting those zombies in this castle of vampires, and he's like floating down the sewer. And he's like, oh, what did I do? I'm reborn again, a killer. But he was a killer before. But now he's a vampire, so now he kind of has an excuse for being heartless and a bastard, but he didn't before. And they go more into his character, but it doesn't really do anything for it. It's like, okay, so you're an orphan. You set your orphanage on fire. That's great. You killed these people, you killed those people without remorse. That's fine. Give me something more, Steve Niles. Something more. Anyway, so the guy's a vampire now, goes back to his digs, kills a hobo. Yay! Anyway, City of Others is not doing anything for me. I'm not even going to read the 4th one. I think I said that about the 3rd one, but it kind of worked into this. And it's a great segue for this, because if you thought City of Others issue 3 was bad, then you should definitely see the Armory Wars issue number 1. That was terrible. Coed and Cambria. I didn't know it was by them, despite the months, if not weeks, if not months of, not publications, but promotion, advertisements for him. But then you read it. Oh, look, this guy's name is Coheed, and his wife, wanna know what her name is? It's Cambria. I don't know where these guys get this. I mean, I hope their lyrics are better than that. I'm not a fan, because I hear, noise when their music's on, but whatever. Armory Wars is, such a terrible job of trying to be like this futuristic sci-fi Matrix mixed with I don't even know if there's different dimensions in this that people can go in and out of, if it's something with outer space. I don't know. There were like some naked angel chicks that were cool, but Armory Wars definitely sucked balls. Coheed and Cambria, you're not good with comics. You're not even that good with music. I don't know where to go. Try movies. People do that. Anyway, City of Others number 3 and Armory Wars, don't bother. You know, we should get, though, The Astounding Wolfman.
New X-Men number 40. What happened to the artwork? Did I miss something? Did I miss New X-Men number 39? Did they change artists in the midst of an arc? What's going on? Very confused, not happy about this. However, the story is still going well. Magic isn't really magic. We figured that one out already. There's a demon sword. There's a soul blade being made from the pixie girl, and the weird little chameleon guy got a huge arm. Don't know what's going on there, but looking forward to it. Santo is now a big heat demon, similar to Belroth, I guess. I don't know what's going on there, but interesting. The artwork really turned me off here. The story is still good, though, so I'm going to keep reading it for the story, but go back to the other artists, please. I beg of you. I can't read this with this art, so I might not do this anymore. But as of right now, the story's good. Pick it up for the story.
Alright, if you crackheads were fiending for the Astounding Wolfman like I was, you were kind of mad they had to pay for it and that this time it wasn't free. But anyway, all is fair in love and comics and Robert Kirkman with his awesome beard. Astounding Wolfman does not disappoint if you're a horror fan, a superhero fan, or just a Robert Kirkman fan. It was tits. This comic was great. Everything that you would expect from how the first issue ended. It's like, oh, now he's got like this vampire sidekick mentor guy, and they go balls out into it. They're just like patrolling the streets. He's teaching them the ropes on how to be like a paranormal superpowered creature, and the Wolfman's just digging it. He's like, wow, I'm like really strong and hairy and this stuff rules. And Zachariah, the guy, the vampire who's, training him, is showing him the ropes and be like, oh, well, now you can control your wolf mind and you can harness some of the moon's rays and become a wolf during the day even and all this other stuff. Really, really cool things. I mean, I never thought that a werewolf would become a superhero, but Robert Kirkman made me a believer. So, other than being a werewolf, he's still dealing with the problems of being married, having a kid, and having a job. And it's kind of all over the place. There's one thing I didn't get. They were building something. Like a big mall or something. They didn't mention word one of it in the first issue, but they talk about it in the second issue like it's an old friend. I was kind of lost on that. Maybe other people weren't, but I don't know. I'll pay closer attention next time. So, he's still dealing with, normal everyday kind of garbage. His wife like, oh, you're never home. You're out running around at night like a wolfman. Because I am a wolfman. But he still has time for it, too. And it's really cool because they go, okay, it's not just like some lone vigilante with his vampire sidekick. Now they have him run into actual superheroes. Apparently there's existing superheroes in this city. Don't even know what city this is, but they got superheroes. And he kind of joins in the fight. They're fighting like this giant gelatinous guy. And the Wolfman kicks some ass. He, severs the head, and they're like, oh, keep it separate, and he can't regenerate. So he did a good job, kind of bailed out and was modest about things, and he's like, people don't really react well to a Wolfman. How was I to think that they were going to react to me? Really good stuff. Great development for character, him going from just a lone vigilante to possibly joining a team, which is great. And the end of this issue is going to leave you either wondering or saying, oh my god, I can't wait for issue 3. Because it's either a change in this character or adding a ton of new characters. I'm looking forward to it, and even though it's not free, you should be looking forward too.
X Factor number 21 picks up where we left off with X Factor. Crazy things going on. Somebody's pregnant. Don't know who yet. The French girl found that out. Guido? Well, he's been offered a sheriff position for the office of the One. And meanwhile, you've got a couple grandparents who have hired X Factor to find their mutant-hating grandchildren. Why would you go to a group of mutants to find mutant-hating grandchildren? One can only assume to make them not hate mutants so much. Little iffy going on right now in the story. Don't know exactly what's going on. There's a big crossover thing that I'm really upset about, and a small detail, but some other rant I'll do that with. But it's a good comic. The art's still good. The story is progressing nicely. Character development is there. If you haven't picked up X Factor yet, now would be a good time to jump on. They're just starting a new arc. Crazy things happening. Pick it up. Great book.
Alright, Action Comics 851. I've been waiting for this because, Zod shows up and then they give you blue balls over it. I need me some Zod. This issue, not much Zod, but he's there and he's doing some stuff that even the other Kryptonians aren't dealing with. They're like, hey Zod, why you kind of got the hots for Lois Lane when I'm some Kryptonian hottie right here? I don't know, because he wants to piss off Superman. That's what I would do. But anyway, so Superman's in the Phantom Zone. You got there because they threw him in there, because when you're put in the Phantom Zone by his father and you get out, what do you want to do? You want some revenge. So they put his ass in the Phantom Zone. He gets out with some help from Mon-El. Who that is, guys, I don't really read Superman comics, but he was in there and he helped him out, which was kind of cool because he had to go through the Phantom Zone to reality. The art was cool for that scene. Anyway, Superman gets out and he's mad as hell. With all right, he should be. He was in the Phantom Zone, and all these other Kryptonians are coming in saying, hey, we're going to try to take over the world because, Zod's the man. I'd join with him. But anyway, so Superman is really mad and trying to fight these other Kryptonians who are really starting to get their whole world domination thing going. And it's weird because Superman didn't understand the fact that the kid who he saved before, who he thought was yet again another lost Kryptonian, is actually Zod's son, if you remember from the last issue, doesn't understand how that kid could be Zod's son when even he looked like he was afraid of Zod when Zod showed up. And you find out in this issue that the kid really isn't even on the same page as Zod. He kind of leans more towards Superman, and helps him out a bit in a way. Book's getting really interesting. I hope it's not like another couple months before the next issue of this story, because I'd like to, catch up on some Superman knowledge so I can follow this a little bit better. But all I know is when you have Superman going to Lex Luthor saying, hey, you've tried to kill me so many times for so many years. You got something that might, help me out kill these other Kryptonians? And Luthor's like, you know what, you can't have it, but you can help me and my friends take them out. Last page, it's going to be great. Like I said, don't know much about Superman, but the story's going really strong, and I love the whole Kryptonian versus Kryptonian, Superman against Zod, the world against these invaders from outer space. It's great. What's not to like? I don't know. I'm waiting for the next issue. You should too.
New Avengers number 32. We're in a bit of a weird paranoid who's a Skrull sort of moment here. They're in a jet. They're flying back. Got the Skrull body in the background. Wolverine's like, no one's talking. No one's talking at all. And Spider-Man's just like, well, how come no one's talking? Okay, fine. I'm going to talk. Okay, so this alien came all the way across the galaxy just to come to Earth to take over, as the top member of the Hand, to take over everything else so she can get free noodles all the time. Anybody else think this is weird? And Wolverine's like, they're not talking because they don't trust each other right now. Oh, says Spider-Man. Of course. We all might be Skrulls now. And then Wolverine goes into a whole little speech about how, oh, well, she could be a Skrull because of this, and she could be a Skrull because of this, and you could be a Skrull, and you could be a Skrull, and maybe you're a Skrull. I know I'm not a Skrull, and Spider-Man's like, I'm not a Skrull. He's like, isn't that what a Skrull would say? Oh, that was kind of Skrullish of me, wasn't it? Yes, who else has been acting kind of Skrully? All of these nice new words coming up with the start of Skrull. Love it. Keep them coming. Like new words. But what happens? The plane's about to go down. All the power shuts off. The plane is taking a nosedive. What do? Well, if I was Spider-Man, I would have gone up and webbed the parachute. But no, we're just going to brace the bottom of the plane as best we can. Throw the flyers out. That means you, Spider-Woman. Out the door. She doesn't want to go. I don't know why a flyer wouldn't want to go and save herself, but whatever. Plane crash lands. Everything kind of goes to hell, and Wolverine's kind of coming to from the fray. He just woke up, probably a little bit, woozy from the nice big crash he just had. And what does he see but Spider-Woman walking over to the Skrull body, going to pick it up and carry it away. Did you catch the green eyes there, guys? She's a Skrull. Wolverine caught it, tried to stop her, got his head zapped. So now we got 2 confirmed Skrulls. One's dead. We're in for it. There's no other way I can say this. We're doomed. How the mighty have fallen.
All right, Chronicles of Wormwood issue number 5 came out last week. I enjoyed the hell out of it, no pun intended. So in this issue, they're done with their afterlife road trip, and one of the greatest scenes in any comic ever, in my opinion, a nice little showdown between Judas and Wormwood. Now, Judas is brought back to the land of the living, a la Satan. And he's not doing anything good there. He's got this dagger that can harm the son of Satan, so he's kind of out there after Wormwood. And Wormwood finds him in no other place besides a porno shop. And it's just a wonderful scene where Wormwood walks in, pays the guy at the counter $2,000 to step outside for 20 minutes, and beats the ever-loving crap out of Judas. Right into the dildo case, they go everywhere. Hilarity ensues, but not for Judas, and he is beaten to quite a bloody pulp. And he goes on about, while he's getting beaten, that Satan did this for me so that I could, get out of hell. And Wormwood's like, for 2 measly hours, and then, beats the crap out of him. So he's back in hell, where he should be, because he's Judas. So anyway, that goes on. Wormwood is kind of going through some crap now since his ex-girlfriend left him because he had an affair with Joan of Arc. Don't know how many guys have had that happen to him. But he's going through that whole, man, maybe I should have tried to do this. Which is weird because he's the son of the devil. And for him to have compassion and, such a big heart about having a family and starting a simple human life, it's kind of weird, yet refreshing and good. And then at the end, it's more plotting from the Prince of Darkness, trying to get his son to help him with his scheme for Armageddon. He still wants no part in it, but at the end, a third party shows up, which might surprise you.
Alright, that's it for Variant Edition.
Yeah, I think this was a pretty good show. It's good to be back to the old formula. Comic reviews are fun, but it's more interesting to mix it up a bit.
Hit up our forums and let us know what you think.
And don't worry, Variant Edition Tuesday and Variant Edition The Discussion won't be going anywhere.
Speaking of which, if you haven't already, check out our latest discussion, Comic-Con 101. We share some of our experience from attending comic book conventions and give you some pointers on what to expect.
And we'd also like to mention our viewer sponsor, Justin, again. Variant Edition is made possible through viewer sponsors just like Justin.
And if you're wondering how you might get your name mentioned as a viewer sponsor, check out variantedition.com. We have a sponsorship link that explains how you can help out.
Yeah, this video podcast stuff, it's not cheap.
Yeah. There are quite a few ways to watch us: iTunes, VO, YouTube, and Google Video. And don't forget our new high-res feed from Blip TV, or head over to variantedition.com and watch us on our page.
Well, that's it for Variant Edition. See you next time.
Boo-doo, boo-doo, boo-doo.